welcome to This Week at Shrouded, episode 82. Thanks so much for being here. I'm your host, A. Greener. Today we've got a whole handful of guests. I don't know where that was going. We got Wrecked, we got Bebo, and back from the grave, we got Dunk. How's it going, everybody?
Fantastic.
Energy.
Much energy.
I need more. I need more.
Said more than Wrecked. Wrecked didn't even answer. I don't think he's
here. Jesus, here he goes again. All right. What the Sigma? Yes, indeed. All right. So, if you weren't here during the pre-show and you're watching this on a podcast or listening to it on podcast, Wrecked was having a bunch of fun with his voice changer during the pre-show, and I didn't think he was going to pull it out again for the actual podcast, but here we are. Anyway,
I don't know what you're talking about.
I don't know what you're talking about. Anyway, if you ever want to catch the pre-show, you can catch it live on twitch.tv/Shrouded Gaming, or you can check it out on our Patreon at patreon.com/Shrouded Gaming. I know, amazing. Anyway, we got a great show for you today. We're going to be talking about Destiny, obviously. The Twids are actually kind of boring, but the good news is we have a new episode to talk about, and we have a brand new dungeon and its contest mode, and then subsequent other runs to talk about. So, basically, I think we're going to chat about that stuff and probably mostly about the dungeon because the episode, well, anyway, it's better than the last one. We'll see. Anyway, I think so. So far, yeah, absolutely.
Sensing a little wrecked burst coming out, little monologue. I'm looking forward to it.
Come on, it was great. It's great. All right.
Yeah, it was awesome for about 15 minutes, and then it was over.
Okay, well, that's what Bungie's been telling everybody for years and years. Every time they say stop time gating stuff, so they did. And guess what happened? You guys all ran out of content within an hour. It's exactly the same thing. It's what happened.
You're about to say it's your own fault.
But,
but that's not true. This is Bungie's fault. There's barely any content for the first longest part of the season.
Longest part?
Yeah, because the three parts of the episode are not the same length. Each one is not the same number of days.
Wait, this was supposed to be the longest?
The first section is the longer section, and the final section is the shortest section. Especially this time.
That's not good.
All right.
I think the last section is only scheduled to run 3 weeks.
I thought this section would also run for 3 weeks.
No, this is going to be 6 weeks.
Oh, it runs for 6 weeks, but only the first 3 weeks.
There would have only been 3 weeks worth of content. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And so basically, what Bungie said they did was, you've got your content in there, but and you would normally repeat things, and then you would do all the running back and forth. They just removed all that stuff.
Yeah, they stripped all the filler. And
gave you, exactly, which people always complained about. So they stripped the filler, they gave you the activity and the 3 weeks worth of story, and everybody completed it because they didn't do any of that filler stuff that they always complain about. So what happened afterwards is everybody started complaining because they didn't have to redo the same mission over and over again like they do every other season. That it was too short. So it's a really funny interaction that you see on there. I'm not saying it's good.
No, that's not what happened. That's
exactly what happened. What are you talking about? It's like, here, run this.
What happened is Bungie
run the coil.
All the filler
run the coil.
And revealed that there is absolutely no content.
Well, we always knew that. Did you? I don't know what people thought was going to happen. That they were going to remove all this filler and then magically add new activities.
Wait.
They always want to talk about the resources it takes to develop the content and stuff. I want to know. I want to see what the budget was to develop the first part of this episode's content. How many people had to work on that? How many work hours did it take, and how much did it cost Bungie to do it relative to the rest of the game? I would be very interested to see those numbers.
Didn't we get? Okay, so
because listen. I know there's Bungie devs out there that are going to feel offended by this, but
nobody watches this.
I feel like somebody hopped on Fiverr and was like, "I need a game dev to set up 15 minutes of content for the first part of our episode." All right, connect me to the game dev sweatshop in Indonesia. All right,
Okay.
let's go.
Well,
I'm
to
gonna
be
tell you
clear,
exactly what happened.
okay, all
They're
right,
like,
go ahead.
let's make some new onslaught. You know, let's do 3 new maps. Give them a bunch of this new activity, like revamp some of the activities they love. You know, give them, and then they got everything done. They met their deadlines, and then day before release, they were like, yeah. So when people are completing the seasonal quest, um, then they realized they didn't have one, and then what happened was what Rect just said. Like,
Okay.
ah, shit, we gotta get a seasonal quest on, guys. Hey,
I don't have a problem with seasonal activity. The onset changes are good, and whatever the other seasonal activities that are coming, I'm sure they're going to be fine. Bungie's doing fine with their development of their arena activity. That's whatever. But giving me
I
a
think
reason why I'm playing them in game, they're running a little light on, all that. I don't particularly care. Like, I don't just play Destiny just to shoot bad guys. I actually enjoy this story and stuff.
yeah, I feel like the seasonal activity should tie into a seasonal story, which is what you're essentially trying to get at. And like I was talking about this with Spider this week. I think the last mission where you're with Crow and it's Fickrel and it's kind of like it's not a long mission, but
And you're doing Onslaught by yourself? Yeah.
but like my what I was trying to say is like I think they should have like a weekly mission that is what progresses a seasonal story, kind of like a regular HBO show, you know? Like
Well,
at
they
least
used to
have
do
that.
that in the seasons. Yeah, there always used to be like a weekly mission that you would go on. That was sometimes it would be similar to like the seasonal activity, but it was the story mission, and
Yeah,
like there would be dialogue that happened during it, stuff like that.
that's
I'm
what we
thinking
got.
specifically right now. I don't know why, but like season of is it season of the
The
Seraph?
Seraph.
Which yeah,
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 Season of the Seraph was a great one. Like
that's funny
that
that we were both
it
thinking the same one. Great minds.
that's actually my first season in
Oh,
Destiny.
okay.
So like and like I started playing Destiny when like the season was like starting. So like I was able to follow along the story.
Mm. Yeah, they
And
did the
like
same
I
thing with Wish as well. I'm trying to think. It's probably all the seasonal
yeah,
stuff. Those ones are just coming to mind specifically.
I feel like they have simply that the activities have gotten way better. Like the seasonal, like the arena activity or whatever, like they
I
have
don't know,
really
man.
stepped
Coil
up
was
their
good.
game in that. Coil was really good. Yeah, I agree.
Nothing's
But
been as
these
good
new
as that.
onslaughts are really good. Um, they gave us what Battlegrounds and they gave us Enigma Protocol, and they gave us Reach Execute. Like
Yeah,
they've been
okay,
giving
yeah,
us
yeah, yeah. They're pretty good.
like a
You're
lot of
right.
stuff, but they've kind of like stepped away from that storytelling aspect.
Well, that's where we're going, right? We know that once Frontiers launches, there is no more story for seasonal content. It goes away entirely, right?
Yeah.
So, I mean, here we are.
I mean, I don't know. I feel like they should do it like literally like in like a Game of Thrones, like a weekly mission. Like even if you release them all at once, have like each mission, whether long or short, just have it progress the story somehow, like you did, like they used to do before. I don't know why.
I just actually, yeah, I don't know how they somehow spun a web of reducing from 4 seasons a year to 3 seasons a year because they were going to make these seasons so much bigger, these episodes. And now, so far, what we've gotten was, yeah, sure, episode 1 had 9 weeks of storyline, but it wasn't so much bigger. Like giving us an extra 100 levels on a battle pass isn't increasing content, Destiny or Bungie. All it is just giving us mostly insignificant rewards for playing the game, because most of the stuff in the battle pass is just garbage.
The space
then-
in between each act kills the episode because people will log on at the beginning, and once they're done, like they're not gonna wait 3 more weeks to hop back on for Act 2. Like
Well,
they're done. Like they're once they take a break
why
like
they
that.
got rid of crafting seasonal weapons.
Yeah.
They've transitioned from people logging in to play the story content to people having to log in to grind guns if they want them.
Which was more successful back in the day than crafting was anyway. So I don't know if I necessarily agree with I mean, we've only got one season to see the gaps. I personally like the gap system where there was 3 weeks of content, 3 weeks of no content, 3 weeks of content, so on and so forth, or however they did it. Because I saw the numbers doing this throughout the season, whereas in other seasons, I look at the numbers differently as a community leader. It was always like this, and then it would drop for 7 weeks and just stay there for a full 7 weeks. So I feel like the people that are gone for 7 weeks, a lower percentage of those people come back to the game at the next season than as opposed to if it's doing this. I feel like there's more of these people that are down here that are coming back for the 3-week gap than if there was a 7-week gap. I might be wrong, but that's what it looked like based on Shrouded's numbers. As opposed to, so anyway, I'm sure they're going to do whatever they think is like the stats when they get the stats and they go, okay, this was more successful, this is what we're going to do. I have no idea what it is.
Well, the fact they already announced that they're like the last episode is next episode, kind of like the thing is with that, like, yes, it makes sense in paper, but in order to get people to come back to that episode for Act 2, the first like act has to grab them, right? If the first act isn't good and they don't feel like the story's going to be good and they don't enjoy what they're playing, they're not going to come back for the rest of the episode. You know what I mean?
Yeah, probably. That's
before
fair.
you would get story each week, so you'd be like, I could get better this week, I could get better this week, I could, and then whatever, you stop playing once it's done. But like now it's like, yeah, I played 3 weeks, I'm not gonna wait 3 more weeks for the next one. Like I'm done this episode.
Yeah.
Plus I would like to see the numbers because I feel like less people would come back at the beginning of each act.
Well, I mean, regardless, we're reverting back to the old content, basically. I mean, it's more regimented. It's going to be on a schedule, but you know, it'll be the old content model, which means a lot of content all front loaded goes away, and players are going to fall off, just like it was, you know, back when they were releasing smaller content drops like Shadow King, Curse of Osiris, and that stuff. Which is fine. It's fine. It's fine with me. I'm very disappointed that they put so much hype behind these interesting stories and systems they were going to build for episodes, that they were going to be bigger than what seasons were before, and there's no fucking way that anybody can say that at Bungie with a straight face. Even their marketing people are like, you know, they're probably clearly holding back laughter whenever they try to sell this shit right now because they know it's completely bullshit. You know what I mean? So, I mean, it's whatever. I am having a hard time figuring out what I want to do with Destiny right now. I'll tell you that much. Like, right now it's just farming Goss, but once the Goss farm is done, I don't know that I'm gonna have much to do.
I mean, pursue weapons, right? But then
I've
what's the next raid?
I've already got 5 out of 5s on the 3 that I wanted. So
for what?
You know,
for the dungeon weapons?
Oh no, not the dungeon. I guess I could dungeon farm those ones. Huh? At least you get one deterministic in the dungeon per week now, at least.
The new grenade launcher.
Assuming you've done the puzzles to that point.
Those fucking puzzles, man.
The puzzles are great. Bungie needs to put more of that stuff back into the game. I don't mind that it forces you to redo the things over and over again. I miss the days where Bungie had uber long quests that had some time gating in them, because guess what? That had me coming back to the game week after week to do some more stuff incrementally. I don't mind doing stuff incrementally at all, as long as there's some progression to it or it's interesting. One of the two. Like, I don't know. Greener, you remember collecting all the calcified fragments the first time so you could get Touch of Malice unlocked? Did you play at that point? Did you play the old King's Fall? No. Man, having to run around and find like 40-something calcified fragments that weren't all available right up front, that was some work. Plus, all the other missions had to go into doing what you were doing. I wish there was more stuff like that. Or having to get like 300 kills in PvP to get your fucking Thorn unlocked. You know?
Oh, well, you got to blame the community
No,
for that one.
I could not.
So, you know, I like that stuff. I like those long form quests that you have to make progression on that you can't necessarily do all at once, right? I think that's great. Assuming there's enough of it going on to keep you engaged with what's going on. It shouldn't be there's just one active, get it done, and now there's no more. You know what I mean?
What I meant with the puzzles are fine and they're fun, and I agree they should add more of that in, but it's so buggy. Like, you don't know, like sometimes the puzzle isn't activated, sometimes you have to wipe after, like, have to restart dungeon, like,
That's just Bungie things.
yes, but you
What are
know,
you gonna do? It's Tiger Engine, man. You know? Tiger Engine does what Tiger Engine wants.
I mean, what am I gonna do? Complain about it and then keep playing it? That's what, you know, every
Yeah,
Destiny player
right.
does.
Yep.
You know?
Mhm. I saw some people suggesting that Destiny moved to Unreal 5, and I was like, you want it to be a fucking cookie cutter game like every other fucking Unreal 5 game? You know, every Unreal 5 game looks like every Unreal 5 game. You can spot it right off the rip.
Yeah, I'm actually tired of seeing these like little clips from Unreal 5 and everybody's like, this is going to be the best game in the world, but it's some shit ass developer that doesn't actually know how to make gameplay. And anybody can make anything look amazing in Unreal 5. That's literally what it does. But look amazing does not translate into a good game.
It's not even just look amazing. Like, there is a quality to how Unreal
FPS.
5 processes graphics that makes all the games that run on that engine look similar. None of them look entirely unique. They might have like custom assets in the game, but those assets still feel like they're made in Unreal 5.
That's because it's real life. Didn't you know?
Yeah, right. Uh-huh.
That's like saying everything in real life looks the same. It's because it
God,
does.
you all should be so lucky.
Anyway, Dunk, what do you think?
I can't hear
So,
Dom.
Pivo. Yeah. So what? Honestly, I'm kind of disappointed with this entire season, starting right off the bat. I know there are some critics that are like, "Oh, they changed the formula." No, they didn't. They just made it so that way you have to wait 6 weeks instead of 1 week for the next story content. That's disappointing right off the get-go for me. I love the dungeon, but it's just like, that's where it is. And then as far as Unreal 5 goes, again, things look great. Like, they're developing Halo in Unreal 5, and it looks great. Is it going to be a good game? I don't know. Should they do Destiny in Unreal 5? Probably not.
No.
No, absolutely. Why would they do that? They already have a good base in their current, what's it called?
I'm not sure what their engine is called, but could you imagine trying to recreate all the mechanics and gameplay systems in Unreal? We might as well just wait until 2035. Like, that engine was built for Destiny. Anyway, I interrupted you. You can keep talking.
No, you're good. Exactly. That's my point, though. It's just
That
like,
would be
they already have a well-built engine that works for them. Why would they go about changing that now? It's not worth it for them in the long run. Now, if they were to make a Destiny 3, then maybe that might be a good option for them to look at. But, again, they already kind of have themselves pretty well set with Destiny 2, and they've already said they're never going to do a Destiny 3.
Wow.
Well, listen, yeah, if they want to make money one day,
comes down,
they have to.
That comes down to Sony marketing people and what they think the company can make money on. All right, so if they're willing to throw $400 million at Concord, they're certainly willing to throw a few $100 million at Destiny 3 if they think it's going to make a buck.
The thing is, they're not going to now because of what happened with Concord. You have any idea how many big programs that were probably in the works that Sony was just like, shut it down? There ain't no fucking way.
Probably, but that doesn't necessarily mean that it won't happen again. Listen, it will after
time, but
it's still the case that games as a service, games like Destiny,
that make so much money.
They're money printers, right? In a different way,
if they're good,
than Concord was going to be potentially. And
there's
rumors are that Concord's getting ready to come back out, be re-released as a free-to-play anyway.
It's not. Well, okay, I'll talk about that for a second. Anybody who thinks that Concord has disappeared, a $400 million investment has just completely disappeared, is out of their fucking mind.
They're not going to just flush all of that money down.
No. They've got marketing money everywhere. They put marketing money in this game. It's got an episode of that new Amazon Prime TV shows coming out is Concord based. They've put so much money into this. They're going to re-release it as free to play 100%, but they got to rework how they make money off of it, which means because it was paid, there was all that free stuff that came with just playing the game. They've got to rework that whole system so that it costs money to get that stuff. And then they're hoping more people will play it. Anyway, anybody who thinks that Concord has gone away, I see it a lot, that people on Twitter think Concord's gone. Like, it failed and it's gone. And it's like, are you fucking stupid? There's no way that they just abandoned a $400 million investment like that. That's crazy. There's no way. They're not going to recoup their money, but I imagine if they release it at free to play and, they get 20, 30, 40, 50,000 people playing it or whatever, they're going to make, $100 million back. But I'd be very surprised if they recoup. Anyway, so my point is, I think Sony's definitely going to be on hold for any big projects like that. If it has any chance of failing, which I don't think Destiny 3 would, if you give it to the right director over at Bungie. Fire Pete, make Destiny 3, put somebody awesome in charge that knows how to run business, and Destiny 3 will print money for you. Not only the sales of the game, which would be a huge boost in revenue, because it's going to sell at least I don't know, 10 million minimum, like first week, right?
Yeah, highly likely.
Yeah, so there you go, right there. That's $600 million. Easy peasy, right?
Let's pivot back into Destiny. Who likes tonics or who thinks tonics are stupid?
They're stupid. I'm sorry. Flat out, they're just stupid.
I got no problem with that.
Ask me again next week.
Yeah.
I'm still not sure.
They want you to run the seasonal activity in order to really even get into crafting a good chunk of, which I think is kind of dumb. But
you mean Onslaught?
Yeah. The seasonal version
of
Onslaught, yes.
Well, like the Onslaught. Yeah, like if you want weapons from Onslaught and you want to like kind of sort of focus them, then the Onslaught specific tonics, right, require Onslaught materials.
Mm-hmm.
But everything else, I think, is really you could just get from playing dungeons or raids or whatever.
I haven't focused too much on it. I think it's cool that they put a system into the game that allows you to focus certain things. Maybe the potions in general people don't really care too much about them, and maybe just put a better system into the game that doesn't require you to gather ingredients. Just do it like you did Into the Light. Like, just allow us to pick things that we want to focus, right? Like,
I like the idea of the in-game boosts, but the times on them with
Maybe
like
to be
loading
increased? Yeah,
screens and everything. Should probably be like an in-game, like like while you're doing an activity, that's when the timer goes, not like
or just triple it. Send it to an hour. You're good. It's at what, 20 minutes right now, right?
For those
Uh,
for the basic ones are all 20 minutes. Yeah.
How do they increase? the higher it
legendary
goes?
ones are an hour.
Oh, okay. Well, that's long enough. Don't be greedy. Just make 2 of them.
Just
Well,
make 2 of them.
I
chat.
think I don't like them. Don't like the system. I
Okay.
don't like that the system's buggy, and the amount of back and forth you have to do inside the hub in order to get them to work. But a lot of people are having problems in the hub not being able to place the more advanced parts of the crafting station. There are lots of people that have gotten locked out of placing the 3rd one, and so they can't even make those potions because they don't have the right thing in order to make the potion. But it's typical Bungie shit. I also don't like the interaction with the artifacts because I feel like the artifact this season is super underwhelming. It doesn't really change the game at all because I feel like they pulled half the power out of a bunch of the perks and threw it into time-gated potions.
Yeah, it's probably going to be
I
the
will
lines, right?
100% agree with you. If they weren't tied to the artifact, if they were just boosts that you would get regardless of artifact, like an artifact had the boost that you would get within it, I think that would be a better system than what we currently have. But I 1000% agree it is an underwhelming artifact and it does feel like it's cut in half.
Okay. Cool. Cool story. I don't know. I mean, we talked a lot about the season. We think there's no content, which there isn't. There's not even a story mission. You're right. It's just Onslaught with this is why you're doing Onslaught. We did get a little preposition, but that's it. Let me tell you though. Just real quick. Well, now that I'm thinking about it, we did do a mission right at the very beginning.
Mhm.
Yeah. We just
It's
didn't
also
get
one
3
of
of those in Act 1, which is what it should be. You should get 3 of if they're gonna let us do Act 1 all at the same time, you should still do it. You should still do mission, activity, mission, activity, mission, activity. That would extend the timer or whatever. People would be like, oh, it was 3 hours. That sounds about right. And you want to reduce some of the bloat, then yeah, just stop the running back and forth between places. Fuck, that shit's annoying.
I want an hour and a half of content that is not playing the seasonal activity.
Making potions.
That's not playing this. You want an hour and a half of missions? No, that's not going to happen.
I want an hour and a half of missions and cutscenes
Oh,
combined.
I don't want any cutscenes. Cut all that shit out. Just put it in lore books. It's fine.
I want an hour and a half combined between missions and cutscenes. That is not that we're running the actual seasonal activity is not part of the timer. That's what I want. That would be sufficient for me.
30 minutes is enough for me.
An
hour and a half.
That's an hour and a half over the entire season. Like if they released the entire
the whole episode?
Fair
the
enough,
entire
fair enough.
episode,
I thought you were
content,
talking
and
act.
it was an hour and a half, I would be fine. I feel like that
Okay.
is an appropriate amount of content for a quote seasonal storyline.
Okay, I can see that. I still don't want that much cutscene. Get rid of that shit. It's so boring.
I'm not saying
I
an hour
fucking
and a
hate.
half of
I hate when
cutscenes. That's a fucking movie.
I know, but I
saying,
hate when I'm sitting there and they're fucking jib jabbering away about nonsense that I
As
fucking
long
hate.
as they give you a
And
skip
whenever-
button, it's fine.
Whenever I get the mission that says go to the holo projector and talk to some stupid fucking idiot, I just want to punch them in the goddamn face. I hate that stuff so much.
You just stop doing the ones that are live, and make sure they always have a skip button. So the
Yeah,
people
they
that don't wanna
all have
listen to
skip
it
buttons,
can-
except
can-
for those stupid ones where you have to listen to the conversation.
Yes.
I'm just
yes.
I
Correct.
don't even have dialogue enabled, so I don't really know.
So just characters just stand there, and you wait for it to get done.
Yeah,
I thought you liked
It
the
was
story in
'cause-
Destiny.
Well, yeah, but then when you're loading into a Spire of the Watcher 100 times in 1 week, you're kind of tired of Osiris talking fucking mad shit while you're loading.
Maybe you
in,
should
and
solo
then
flawless
fucking-
lit on the 4th try like I did.
All right, let's pivot
Casual
to
flex,
something
but okay.
else.
It's not a flex.
Anybody
better
played the
than me.
Vanguard playlist at all this season so far, or
No.
this week in particular?
Why?
Has
What's in
anybody
it?
tried playing the game with the oscillation modifier? It has
Nope.
got to be the single worst modifier they have ever put into the game. I'm not going to yell, people. You're fine. Even worse than fucking exploding heavy ammo bricks. It is so
That sounds awesome.
It is so
Oh my God,
player
yeah.
unfriendly.
What is it?
You're gonna use if you're not gonna use one of these 6 weapons, there's 3 weapons, right?
Uh-huh.
And the more you use those 3 weapons, the worse and worse they get. But 3 other weapons get juiced a little bit more, right? You have to constantly switch between these 2 guns. And if you use any guns other than those 6 guns, they're completely neutered for the entire activity, period. It is the worst design for an activity, especially an activity that you want theoretically a lot of people to play because it's just in Vanguard Ops.
Yeah.
That I've ever seen. Like the single worst. It would be better if Match Game was in regular strikes than Oscillation being in there. It
Damn,
is
Match
the
Game.
absolute worst. Whoever came up with these new modifiers for this particular episode, Bungie, Pete Parsons needs to fire them immediately. He needs to invite them to come out to see his new
To
car,
see his
which
fucking
we all
car
know is code
collection.
or you're fired. All right, and then get rid of him. Escort him from the building.
I mean, all right, that's too far. Listen,
No,
they said
if
they
that
were
dev's
no,
listening.
listen.
If that devs who made that decision is listening, you fucking suck, and you should stop designing games.
Imagine he's like the designer that did like all of Salvation's Edge, and then he made one mistake with this modifier. And
Get
you're like,
fucked. Get fired. Goodbye.
All right, chill out. Okay, so Bungie said they said like last week or whatever it was, or 2 weeks or 3 weeks ago, that they were trying some new modifiers and they would listen to community feedback. And obviously, some are going to be wins and some are going to be L's. It sounds like this is an L, so just make sure people know that you don't like it. Let it go on Twitter. This is terrible. Whatever. Reddit.
Imagine if this shit was
and then,
in Nightfalls, but the weapons you needed in order to stun champions weren't on the oscillation list to begin with.
Well, all that stuff. There's no. Yeah.
You're about to say there's no way that would happen.
This is no
fucking
way.
Bungie we're talking about.
No,
in a
but
week, in
there
2
is
weeks
so
from now,
many
they're
ways.
going to launch Festival of the Lost that's going to be broken in the exact same way it has been broken the past 3 times. Yes, they can fuck it up that bad. You're crazy if you think they can't.
Okay, so let me elaborate. There's so many different ways you can make different weapons with the artifact.
No, not this one. Next argument.
Sorry, Tribal. I was trying to back away from my mic. Apologies.
That was
Sorry,
so
Chad.
anyway, whatever. It's almost impossible to go into a GM nowadays or any mission with champions or whatever without an ability that will stun them, even if those weapons aren't the chosen ones or whatever. So
The chosen one.
you know what I mean? Like, just there's so many different things now that stun and different overloads with the scorch and the stasis crystals and whatever. It's basically impossible, which is what I meant when I said I don't think they could you would have to purposely try to go into a Nightfall with all the wrong everything for that to happen. I think, personally. I don't know. There's a lot of shit in the game now. Anyway, so we get it. You don't like oscillation. All right, we get it. No oscillation, everybody.
I don't like mechanics that stack on to a system that already is trying to force you to play with specific guns, and then they try to limit things even further. I don't like stacking removing player agency on top of removing player agency where I can help it. I don't mind there being some things in the game that force you to use certain types of things, but I don't like when that stuff gets stacked, right, and makes other stuff completely useless. That's where I don't like it. I don't mind the modifier from last week where heavy ammo would explode, even if it would fucking one shot you. I still think that's pretty interesting, at least. People, you're
I
muted.
like.
Yeah, that one's fucking bullshit, bro. I'm like, what? Like, I'm picking up ammo like in between waves, and I'm getting hit, and I'm like, what the fuck is shooting at me, bro? Like, I'm like, we're in the purchase phase. Like, there's nothing here. And then Fawning told me I was running over exploding fucking ammo bricks. Oh.
All right.
Yeah, oscillation sucks.
All right. They're experimenting. I'm totally fine with them experimenting, even if things suck, because maybe they're going to find a few W's here or there. Well, experimentation is how you get things cool in your game.
Oh yeah, it is.
Hey, Devil, there's something on your porch.
It's me.
You know, Greener.
What?
You're right. Experimentation is how you figure out what works and what doesn't. And
Mhm.
they've done this thing in the past on the PvP side called Crucible Labs, where they've experimented with new things and let people go into that playlist specifically to try new things. So it's not like, it would be completely beyond the pale for them to do a PTR type situation with Vanguard Ops and just have Vanguard Labs as a mode in there, a node in there that you can go play with the new modifiers every week.
I feel like Vanguard
that would
Ops
Nobody would go in there.
already is the experimental, playlist.
I mean, it does make sense if it was in Vanguard Ops, and like as long as those don't make it to
As long as it's not
Nightfall
in a
territory.
Nightfall, like
No, what are you
Vanguard is
saying?
the place to
What are you
experiment.
saying? New player comes into the game, they get shoved into Vanguard Ops as part of their
fuck
introductory
them, dude.
quest,
Have them
and they go right
fucking
to a
deal
week
with the
with
bullshit,
fucking-
bro.
with
Who the
fucking
fuck goes
oscillation.
into a Vanguard Op
They
anyway?
don't understand what the shit is going on and why they can't kill a
Have
drag,
the-
right?
Let them have fucking fun.
Who they're powered over top of.
Let them
All right.
fucking
And
Have
then
you
they
met
Lucky
stop
Bungie?
Pants
playing the game.
malfeasance a fucking thrall and not
Have
be
you-
able to kill it, bro. Who
Have you
cares?
met Bungie though? They literally make it hard as hell for anybody to get into this game from the beginning.
Yeah,
This is
bro.
just
They
ano-
don't want
this is
new
another
players.
step
New
in their
players
master
in
plan to
Destiny,
get
bro.
rid of
Nah,
blueberries.
bro.
It
You
makes
send him
no
into
fucking
Vanguard
sense
Ops with
the way they're
oscillation.
doing this shit. Ugh.
Jesus Christ.
I mean, just go
Is that
look.
Rec
Devil.
barking at me or is that Dunk?
Yeah, that's
Oh,
right.
it's Dunk.
Yeah, I'm always barking at you, Bebo. Remember that.
All right. I mean,
Oh,
this is
I
a good
will.
conversation about the season, to be fair. It went on a lot longer than I thought, because I thought we were just going to talk about how shitty it was and then walk away.
I never heard that.
Hey, good
But
guns. Lots of good guns. This
I'm
season.
appreciating the season more. I want to play it more than I did episode 1. So I think that's a good thing, but it's still not. It's not what I want from episodes, mind you. I guess a little bit of spoilers. If you don't want to hear about a leak, then turn your headphone off or don't listen for 2 minutes. But you've seen, I'm sure, Rec, you've seen whatever these supposed Act 2 activity called, whatever. I don't know what it is, but it's a new activity. So having those on top
Sparrow
of
racing?
onslaughts. No, don't get that started. I forget what was it called. It's like
Prison of Elders, but it's
that's what it's called.
Yeah.
Right, Prison of Elders.
I think it's Tomb or something.
Tomb of the whatever it happens to be. Yeah, something like that. There's a new name for it. It's another activity. So I think that's cool, and I think that's kind of where originally they kept saying episodes are going to be bigger than seasons, is because little things like that, right? So we get the 3 new maps for the Onslaught in Act 1. We're going to get whatever the Prison of Elders shit is, or Tomb of the Elders activity in Act 2, and then maybe we get another exotic mission in Act 3. They haven't talked about it yet, but surely they need to give us something.
I'll
Whatever
call
that
Shirley.
whatever that happens to be, I'm not sure. Maybe it is nothing, but it seems unlikely. So I think that's where they were coming from originally when they said these things are going to be bigger, because we're getting more activities in theory. So I'm interested to see what these will become and if they're going to be any good. So that'll be cool. Maybe they suck.
Yeah. No, I think they, you know, I feel like everything that Bungie's reprised has been fairly, you know, come back with a vengeance. So I'll give them the benefit of the doubt.
People are looking at of Elders content with seriously thick rose-colored glasses. I'm paid to tell y'all.
I think people have to understand also that, you know, this is called Tomb of the Elders or whatever, Prison of the Elders or whatever it happens to be. It doesn't necessarily mean anything about it being the same as Prison of Elders from D1. So it might be the same. Nobody knows. Might be a similar concept and design.
They just bring it around in the same format. It's literally just boss rush. It's horde mode boss rush, which is
That sounds fun for a little bit. Yeah,
that's
all seasonal content's supposed to be.
What our seasonal content already is. So
okay, all right.
You know what I mean? This is what I'm saying. Like,
all right. Well, we'll see.
Of boss rush horde.
Well, it was different, right? Back in the day, you had Prison of Elders in D1, which was released, and it was like, this is your content for, well, forever, right? Wasn't that? When was that released? Was that released during Taken King?
It was big content because it was the first time Bungie really did a horde. Right, it's the closest that we had gotten at the time.
Okay, but the point is, it was like during one of the big expansions that were like, this is all the content you get for a year. They didn't have seasons back then. So somebody said it was peak, and someone else said it got old as fuck. Well, that's how it works. The same activity, even if it's good, gets old as hell after a while if you're doing the same thing over and over and over again. The point of seasonal content is supposed to be interesting for a few weeks, and then you stop playing it.
So yeah, we are supposed to get a new exotic mission every episode.
Did they said that somewhere? I don't remember that.
It's in their roadmap for episodes.
Okay, so yeah, that's what we got. We get Tomb of the Elders, and we get an exotic mission. But we would get exotic mission for most seasons back then, too. Or was it every other season? I feel like it wasn't every season. Anyway, it doesn't matter. I'm just trying to, I guess, I keep basing my opinion of these episodes based on their acts, but in theory, it's supposed to. I should try to focus on the whole thing as a whole, and then try to consider it, you know, bigger than seasons were, which I think episode 1 failed on. Even with, because all we got was what, 3 battlegrounds and exotic mission and Enigma Protocol, right? Did we get anything else? Anything at all?
The biggest exotic mission ever to release.
The only reason it's considered the biggest exotic mission is because of all the little secrets that are in it, which weren't in any of the other exotic missions. So
I didn't give a reason as to why or was making an argument. I was just stating.
I'm just saying, like, it wasn't
something they said.
The biggest, most ambitious. Yeah, okay, you made some secrets that people had to figure out while they're going through it. Congratulations, you get a cookie. Guess what? You did that back in Black Armory, and it was a way better secret. And it got the whole community together to figure out Niobe Labs, and it was amazing. Why can't you do that shit now? I guess they tried with the dungeon, but they figured it out. Everyone figured it out in like fucking 3 hours.
ChatGPT, bro.
Let me remind you that the community never actually did figure out Niobe Labs. Just gave it to us at the end.
No, because we couldn't figure it out. Okay, so bad example then. Let's go to the Sundial map that basically, well, I don't know who was running it, but I was following Glad at the time because he had this giant fucking map that he kept posting, and he had a whole stream team that were doing separate branches of it to find the correct path, and it was like, oh man, it was so cool. That's just fun. Bungie, where are you? Come on, give it. And there was another one before that, wasn't there? Or was Niobe the first one? and then Sundial was the second one.
Yes.
Black Armor.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Yeah. So there was only 2 of them. Remember when they did that live event that was boring as hell, but like I want them to do another one. Can we have another one, please?
Oh,
We
please.
got 2 of them, 2 seasons in a row. Well, 2 seasons in a row. So we got the Almighty. It was the next season the Beyond Light season, like the last season before Beyond Light.
Yes. Yes.
Because then we got the whole. It wasn't much of one. Let's be clear, but like if you were online when everything went down, there was like a little event that we all got to watch together,
Mhm.
where the darkness creeped in and ate all the planets.
Yeah. And the Traveler reformed. Don't forget that part.
Is that what happened? Yeah, I was
Yeah.
trying to remember what happened. All right, the Traveler reform. Yeah, they were neat, and I really liked the Almighty one, even though it was way too long.
Oh my god. 3 hours of just sitting there
Yeah.
doing nothing.
Sitting there looking at a bright light in the sky getting bigger and bigger and bigger. But then when it finally, but I mean, there was probably like 300,000 people watching Twitch on watching Destiny on Twitch, which is normally like fucking, it's like 20,000 when there's a big event going on, right? And then finally the Almighty crashed. That was cool. I remember that.
And then everyone got the participation trophy.
Yeah, it was neat, man. It was cool
Yeah, it
stuff.
was great. I loved it. I want them to do it again. I think the last big time we saw it happen was Lightfall. Going into Lightfall.
Did we do something for going into Lightfall? I don't remember.
Yeah, we had well,
The season of
kind
the
of.
Sarah story.
Kind of had something going into Lightfall. We had
Rasputin.
everyone just goes in there and then suddenly, oh hey, Traveler's now in space. So it's just like load into the tower, but not an actual sit around for like 10 minutes while something happens.
Okay, I see what you mean.
Yeah.
All right. A little different, yes. Because anybody can experience that at any time they want. Live events, you had to be on at the time, at the moment.
True.
Okay. Anyway, I don't know how we got on that. Let's get off the episode. We got 2 main things I want to touch on. Obviously, we should talk about the dungeon and contest mode. And then I think we should talk about Doki Doki and Game to Give shaders.
A volume warning when we get there.
Oh dear God.
Thank you.
Shit. All right, now let's talk about let's talk about that first. Okay, so the game has been dead. The game has been data farmed a little bit, and what they found.
I'm gonna turn this on for getting loud.
Jesus Christ! Turn it off. My eardrums. What they found was a Doki Doki partnership with Destiny, which gives us anime armor. But to be fair, listen, okay, I know we've talked about this a lot, Rect, and I know you said you'd hate it if there was these anime girls running around. But to be clear, it's still going to be anime armor on a Guardian. It's still not what I want.
People donate to the Bungie Foundation this year and get the cell shaded shader.
Okay,
They can
so
then put on whatever armor they want.
is that like 100% that it's a shader and it's not just the Sparrow?
I don't really care about ghosts, sparrows, and ships. All right, because you hardly see them, and most of the time when I'm like in orbit, like I don't look at other people's ships, and the only time I look at people's ghosts is if I happen to be running Salvation's Edge. Like I don't see that stuff the other time. Sparrows I might see occasionally, but I'm not normally paying attention to them. The moment that there's somebody running around in a clearly different art style than the rest of the environment, it is going to throw me off, and it's going to instantly irritate me, like right off the rip. I don't mind it in games where that is part of the culture, like Fortnite, but in games that have an art style already, and they have a deep story that I enjoy, it takes me out of the fun of playing the game. Some people think that's stupid. It's just cosmetic. It doesn't have anything to do with your shooting. Well, you people are fucking dumb. All right, go self.
You heard it here first.
Never mind. Go do some things in Minecraft that are unfortunate. Jump into some lava.
Send yourself back to lobby.
You guys got to stop making kill yourself jokes. All right.
No one ever said that. Where are you
No,
getting that from?
I,
Jesus.
I suggested that they end their hardcore Minecraft run.
That's the same thing.
Get it right. Get it right. Get it right.
That's like saying I want to play with your butthole, but I wasn't being sexual because I was talking about something else.
Yeah. Only in VR chat. Anyway.
Yeah.
Chat, is this real?
Okay. First, I want to clarify on the question. We know, like, it is a shader that can be put on everything?
There is a shader. There has been
Sparrow...
a shader and a sparrow have been data mined.
Well, so what I saw was the sparrow that had the shader on it. Do we know if only that sparrow can have the shader, or if it is utilizable?
We don't know if the room sparrow is going to be the only thing that can have the stuff on it.
So we don't know quite yet. Okay.
Right.
Man, I really like Wrecked, and I like having you around, but I want that fucking shader so goddamn bad. It's unbelievable.
If listen, I don't really care. I think the Doki Doki Sailor Moon style shit that some people are gonna be running around with is stupid.
Won't last long.
At least it's going to be, in universe art style. Similarly, there's a Street Fighter collab coming later this year or first part of next year. That's going to have armor. It's going to have armor transmog in it. I've already seen the Blanca helmet, right? Again, stuff I think is kind of dumb, but at least it's going to be in universe art style. It's the shader, if it becomes something you can just put on whatever, that is really going to bother me. And if they gave you an option, if they gave you like a Final Fantasy 14 type option where you could just not look at people's transmog, like you could just, for your view, you just shut their transmog off and they just look like fucking trash can guardians with their random pieces of armor they have on.
Yeah, that'd be funny too.
You don't have to experience their transmog, then I'd be fine with it. It'd be whatever. But what other people look like, if it's a different art style and it's going to be glaringly obvious, it's going to take me out of just shooting stuff in the game. It's going to bother me. And if it becomes more and more prevalent, at least if it's a charity thing, it's going to end up being relatively limited. It'll probably be one of the most popular charity things they've ever had, but it'll still probably be relatively limited. But if they start doing more and more of that listen, I'm not joking around. I'm not exaggerating here. This is me. This is Rect being completely serious. If this game starts to go Fortnite with different art styles of just character models running around, that's it. I'm done. That's when I stop playing Destiny, for sure. It's a deal breaker.
I remember you talking about this when the Ghostbusters collab came out, was it?
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
I didn't listen. I've been entirely consistent that I don't like the crossovers that break universe.
Yeah, I know.
I think there's a place for funny things, like people running around on tiny little jet ski sparrows is fine, or people running around on little Mario Kart sparrows. Fine, it's fine. As long, sometimes I think it's dumb. Sometimes it's fun to run around on that stuff, but as long as the art style is consistent, then it's whatever. I don't really care that much. And at least the Ghostbusters stuff, like the Slimer shell, it's in the style of Festival of the Lost, right? It's got like the little tape marks on it. It's clearly like some paper folded around the ghost. So at least at least it's plausible to be in universe. But we get to the
Man
point where it's Peter Griffin, Goku, and Darth Vader running around. That's it. It's no longer a game for me.
I can't wait for that.
It's
gonna
a
be so
game that
good.
you need to spend V-Bucks on, and that's not for me.
I spent V-Bucks on Destiny already. It's silver. It's the same thing. Anyway, I get it. I understand. I still want that shader. It'll make me so happy. It will. It
It'd
really
be like
will.
Greener joins my fire team. I see him with that on. I just kick him out and say, "Go find somebody else to do this with."
That's fine.
What if I join your fire team and start default dancing when you die in a GM right before? Fucking Fortnite default dancer, fucking the L dance on your ghost.
I wouldn't want to be there for that. I think these things will be fads anyway, though. Like, everybody's going to want that skin. And you're right. And they'll use it for like 2 weeks, and then they'll move on to the next new thing. That's interesting. The next collab, the Street Fighter shit or whatever. I don't think any of this stuff sticks around for long. The reason it's so prevalent in Fortnite is because everything in Fortnite is that way.
Sure.
If they ever went to that eventually, where they're releasing stuff every week, that was like all that stuff, then yeah, absolutely, I understand that concept. That would completely change the aesthetic of the game and whatnot. It'd be annoying.
Look,
But
Sony's going to do whatever it is they need to do
That
in
makes
order
them
for
money.
Bungie to make money, right? And if they get a sense that introducing more of this stuff is going to make them more money, then more of the stuff's going to show up. But
yeah, for sure.
once the game turns into that, it's just not. It will turn me off, and I'll have to go figure out something else. So
You'll have to start a new. You're not allowed to leave Shrouded. What you're gonna do is you're gonna find a new multiplayer game, and you're gonna start a new community in Shrouded.
it's funny you should say that. Here's the deal. If Shrouded is a Destiny 2 community, and I'm not playing Destiny, I'm not fucking around. I'll send friend requests to the people I game with on a regular basis, and then
No, I just said
I'll let Greener know, hey, I'm out of here, homie. It's been fun, and then I'll leave the server. And that'll be that.
Listen, you're not listening to me. I've
Never
always
look back.
wanted Shrouded to be able to cultivate other games within the community, but nobody's ever been committed enough to a specific game to do that. We do it frequently, all the time. Division 2 was super popular when it came out. We had 150 people playing Division 2. Diablo, perfect example. Everybody was playing that game. We had a huge clan. It was big. It was fun. Fucking died instantly. Like, just overnight one day. Just
Because the game turned out to be shit.
Yeah, I know. New World is another example where it was pretty popular. Like, if we had somebody to cultivate some of that stuff, I mean, I think
we have to have
could.
a game that can
you need a
support
game that
cultivating
lasts.
Well, that's what I'm
stuff.
telling you. You find a game that's going to be your new game and cultivate a community around
Fuck,
it.
are you gonna find other than Destiny? Tic-tac-toe online or something? I don't like.
I'm sure he'll find something.
What's
whatever.
lasted?
World of Warcraft, Final Fantasy 14.
Bro,
I'm not saying you're going to use those games, but
I'm not gonna play Final Fantasy 14.
okay, that's not the point. Obviously, you can't handle the cat girls.
It's fine
Wait,
if it's
what?
in universe. In Final Fantasy
There's
14, I
cat girls
can't
in
handle the
Final Fantasy
Lalafels,
14?
dude.
Oh, you hate
I
those.
especially
hate those
can't
things,
handle the people trying to ERP in public chats as Lalafels. That's some fucking weird ass shit.
I fucking hate that stuff, man. It's, hey, look, I look like a baby. Come fuck me. It's so weird. Don't
That's
do that.
Final Fantasy 14
Out of
on certain
context.
servers in a nutshell.
That's
Anyone
literally
here
the
sign
whole
up for
game.
the Destiny Uprising or Destiny Rising?
Okay. Are we just changing topics? There's way
That's
more
'cause
to talk
there's
about
a-
than I wanted, but we gotta.
There's a baddie goth girl in there that
Oh shit! You right. There is a baddie goth girl. You know what? I saw something. It's not true, but I thought it was an interesting. Somebody is convinced that it's the alternate reality version of Eris, and that does make her even hotter than she already is.
How long do you think it's going to be before being able to use the Warlock roaming super with a scythe becomes a super transmog for $20 in Destiny 2?
A super transmog.
Yep.
Holy shit. Well, based on how many people you watch any I like watching reaction videos sometimes when it's about content that I find interesting.
Have I watched a bunch of weirdo fucking content creators thirsting over a bunch of fucking Warlock pixels? Yes, I've seen the videos.
That's
and
not
I find
what I
it
meant.
fucking
Whoa,
bizarre.
hold your horses.
Okay, hold on.
Hold your horses.
I was talking about every single person that watched that video. They're like, "Oh, this is cool. This is cool." When that Warlock goes with the scythe, every one of them loses their fucking mind. They think that super is the coolest fucking thing they've ever seen. So if
You with the
Bungie has
Warlock
any,
mains, am I right?
if Bungie has any, no, I'm talking every single reaction video I saw on TikTok. Like that is the most excited part. That every single one of them is. They're like, oh yeah, that's cool. That's cool. Warlock thing comes out. They're like, what the fuck? It's so good. Anyway, point is,
know they got paid.
I'm going to demonstrate my feelings on that part of the video in the scythe. All right. If you look at me right now on camera, this is exactly how I looked at the start of the video. And now the scythe just came out, and this is how I looked. And then the video was over, and I was like, okay.
Anyway, let's speak. I'll talk about Rising for a second.
That was a fair
after
representation.
Yeah, it was good. But
I felt like I was.
Did you see their first expansion subclass already leaked?
yeah, haha, that's such a funny meme. Sorry, I think
what
it's
is it?
so lame. It's
The
got all the
subclass called
subclasses,
microtransaction.
and it's just a bunch of
And
dollar bills.
all the spots are filled with $100 bills.
Yeah,
Haha,
so-
funny. It's probably free to play, and then people are going to complain that it costs money to
It's
play.
probably going to be free to play and energy based, most likely, like Genshin.
I love energy-based games. I'm just kidding. I don't play any games on mobile. What I wanted to say about Rising was I thought the trailer was actually really good. I don't play mobile games, so I'm probably not going to end up playing this. I think I'm going to try it. I signed up to try to get a beta code, probably just so I could talk about it. But mobile's not my thing. I'm even an idiot. Like I have a $800 Steam Deck sitting in my upstairs in my bedroom inside my nightstand drawer that I haven't opened. Like I haven't opened that drawer in like 6 months. Like it just sits there. It has games installed on it that I'm like, no, sure it works. Drawer's just fine. It's just
I don't know your drawer. Like, let's see if it opens. Or, I don't know.
well,
6 months is
why would it not open?
you know, mold. I don't know.
There's no food in there. Whatever, man. I ain't talking to you. Do you just like put random food inside your dresser drawers and like it molds?
No.
It would be hilarious if he opened up a desk drawer and pulled out some food and took a bite out of it right now. God, man, Bebo, you should have set this shit up ahead of time.
Yeah, he knew what we were going to talk about. Dunk, what'd you think about Rising trailer? Did you watch it?
I did not.
Oh, okay. Well,
yeah.
never mind then. I was trying to include Duncan in the conversation, but
Yeah, but I've just
I
been
also signed up for the
quietly,
video.
Oh, hey, Dunk. How you doing?
great, just quietly melting my brain back here, you know, as I
Okay.
always do. Yep.
Are you still trying to figure out your shit?
Yes, I am.
Oh,
My God. Bro, we're done. This is over. Like you're good. Like
next week you can figure it out.
Now, honestly, I'm going to figure it out by next week because this is ridiculous.
That's funny.
Everything works, but it doesn't.
So, Rec, you don't want to see this in
I
your
think that
Destiny
makes
game?
sense.
No.
I'm just kidding. Neither do I. Okay. Anyway, you brought up the goth super chick there or whatever, and I went straight to the actual Void super, and not the. People are like
I went to what's important, man. You're talking about like
they're frothing at the mouth over this girl. And it's like,
People
what?
are weirdly thirsty.
Why?
over
Well, I
this-
said that
this
in a
character.
tweet.
Whoa, let's not be mean, okay? You know.
I literally said in on Twitter the other day. I just tweeted. I was like, "Why are Destiny gamers so thirsty?" Like, it's crazy. It's
I'm sorry. I
crazy.
just.
Are
I
you
can't
playing
ever-
with your dick? What the fuck is that?
I can't.
Are you-
Yes,
who are you
that's,
talking
that's
about?
the noise of his fleshlight. Yes.
You mean
Playing
this?
with the shaker cup, most likely, or he's
I
playing with a
don't
knife.
fucking know. You're playing with something I can't hear myself. I mean, you know, not that I want to hear myself think, but you know,
Why do you
hard
think it was
to-
my dick though?
It's hard to hear the voices, Greener.
That's so
Apparently, your
weird.
dick sounds like a Swiss Army knife cleaner.
Yeah.
You should probably get that checked out.
No shit.
Yeah, that's concerning.
Anyway,
All right.
as I was saying, I have a hard time relating to any of that because, listen,
You're normal.
I like watching cartoons as much as the next nerd, but I've never understood the attraction to cartoon sex or cartoon sexuality. I find it weird. Doesn't do anything for me. When people are posting like quote hot anime girls in some of the weeb channels on the server, I'm like, I don't get this. I can't relate. I truly feel like the old man right now, talking to some Zoomers, because it doesn't make any sense to me. I think it's weird, frankly.
It's actually like I 100% get you. I don't understand it. I'll never understand it. I don't understand like body pillows. I don't understand just people being obsessed with characters. What really don't get is it happens very frequently that the characters look incredibly young. I think that's obviously even super more fucked up. Obviously,
listen, here's the thing.
are,
People
no. Those people are like, what are they? They're what's the term I'm looking for when whatever. They're definitely pedophiles. 100%. They're just too scared.
What's
to
the
go
word I'm looking for? Never mind. I'll just say pedophile.
Well, I was gonna say they're projecting their actual like fucking wants and needs onto these fake character people because I don't know, they have a moral compass maybe, or they're just afraid to go to jail, or they just I don't get it. But
listen,
like,
bro, much like
Can
the
I
judge
just
say to people
clarify-
who are white knighting women on the internet, that cartoon isn't gonna fuck you, mostly because she's made of pixels.
Not yet, it isn't.
not yet. That's a good point. Not yet. It isn't. Soon it will.
Can I just clarify? We're like most of us are memeing about like, oh, she's a baddie. Like, we don't really.
Oh
like,
yeah,
you know.
yeah. Okay, but even for you, somebody that like you that memes a lot, Bebo and whatever.
Bebo, I want to see your web history right now.
No. What I'm talking about is like, are you ever going to see like an anime character that like looks 5 or 6 years old and go, "Ooh, she's a baddie"? No, you won't even go that far. The point is, these people are doing that shit seriously, and they say something like, "No."
Some of it is just Twitter engagement farming, probably.
Well,
but
I'm not even talking. I've seen that all over the place. Like, go to fucking 4chan and see what you find. Like, people are psychotic and gross, and it's fucking weird, man. It's weird, and I think those people should be put on some sort of FBI watch list because they are an inch away. They are an inch away from crossing that line.
I'm an inch away.
Yeah. Yeah.
You're an inch. Shall we talk about the dungeon?
I don't know. I want to talk more about pedophiles. Just kidding.
Shall we talk about the dungeon?
Yeah.
Why are people so weird?
I set up a bounty.
Yeah.
It's already completed.
Open-ended one.
Both.
Right out the gate, too.
No.
Love it. You should have waited until all those people already had it completed, and then said.
Well, you live and you learn.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. I probably should have waited till like.
Wait like 2 weeks, and then like all those people that do that stuff got it all
what
done.
We'll do is
this has to be your first flawless, and then end of story.
Well, I'll make the next rule will be you can't be a Souls member, and then that'll be it.
Stop.
Yeah.
Click clack. This shit.
I mean, you should have just made it harder. Like, made it be like solo flawless, and you have to two-phase.
Well, my process, my idea was right
to get people more
to have the overall community participate, right? Not have these two fucktards just do it the same fucking day I create the goddamn bounty. But congratulations to them. That shit's hard as fuck.
Listen.
Kirby
Grim,
did
if
it
you
on a
watch this-
hunter,
Well, who else would? Why
which
wouldn't
is
you?
insane.
I'm gonna do it on a hunter, and I'll show you that it's easy as shit.
Greener, if you solo flawless Vesper's host on a hunter, I will gift 100, like 100 subs.
Somebody clip this. This
I
man
s-
does
yeah.
not know what he's getting
Clip
into.
it. Yep. If you do it,
You know
There's
that costs
no fucking way.
$600, right?
yep.
All right.
Does he have to be? Does he have to stream it?
Yes.
All right.
100 tier 3 subs. Jesus, double.
Oh,
Bro, I'll
dear
gift
God.
I'll gift 100 tier 5 subs, bro.
He's that convinced that you're incapable of doing a
Every-
solo flawless on a hunter.
Is that Bebo? Who is that? No,
Bro, I'm in
Are
Puerto
you on
Rico. You
fire?
think we have fire alarms here, bro? Jesus Christ.
Dunk
Come
is
on,
on
man.
fire.
The fucking hut.
Are you? Hold on. Are you aware that every single solo flawless dungeon that I have done has been with an Arc Hunter?
I am also aware, right?
Okay.
What are your solo flawlesses?
I've solo flaw. So Pit, obviously, Shattered Throne, Pit of Her, or not. I was going to say that again. Prophecy. I've done Spire the Watcher. What else have I
Okay,
done?
when's the last time you did a solo flawless?
Well, Spire the Watcher is the last one I've done.
It was before the changes to difficulty.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, I'll give you that. But I was never over leveled for them.
Let me be clear on why I am so convinced you will not get it. It is not
Grasp of Avarice
because I
and
think
Duality. Sorry.
it is not
Go
because
ahead.
I think you're dog water at the game or anything. It is because you are out of solo flawless shape. Like you
Couple of
haven't
those,
been
at least one
like,
of those you had funny guns for too.
yeah.
No, that was Ghost
the
of the
solo
Deep
for Ghost
solo.
of the Deep.
I never even did flawless, even with funny guns. I was like, no, this is too long. So I left.
Yeah, for people who don't consistently try and go for these things, this one is like, you know,
I'm gonna solo flawless Vespers, but it'll be on Titan. It will take me probably a week to do it.
I got-
run after run after run, but I'll get it eventually.
I got to boss, and I didn't know what to do. I haven't even gotten to a damage phase on boss, so. And that's on Titan.
All right. I
I'm gonna
presume
do it on-
everybody here has completed the dungeon, yeah?
Yes.
Did everybody here complete? Did everybody here give it a contest try?
Yep.
Yes.
What did everybody think of contest? We'll start with Dunk.
I liked it. I wish I could have completed it because it was actually a lot of fun. But I definitely wish they kept it around.
I did. I got a completion. The final encounter was thanks to Grim and Static, but my squad spent 11 hours in there on the first day, and this was the very first contest experience I had that when we decided to stop for the night, nobody was like burnt out and just completely dragging ass. Like we were having fun the entire time. And we made a decision. We made a conscious decision at the end to be like, why don't we stop what we're doing while we're still like having a good time and still laughing and whatever, and just go get our normal clear. If we feel like coming back to get the contest clear afterwards, we can. And it was the most positive contest experience I have ever been a part of, and I really hope my contest experiences in the future are more like that. It is so nice to get to the end of a contest run and not fucking hate everybody you're in there with, because that's how contest runs go a lot of the time. People are going to say, no, I'm just tired. I don't hate the people I'm with. You know damn well that if you've been in a contest run that didn't clear and you were in there for 12 hours, there's at least one person on your squad that you fucking despise at that moment, because it happens to everybody. But this was really positive. I really enjoyed it. And I thought the difficulty was appropriate.
Okay, hold
I
on.
was
No, you can do yours in a second. I don't even want to do my whole one. I just want to like. I was in your last day one, and I am offended. All right, go ahead, people.
Oh, nothing. I wasn't really able to participate as much as I would have liked. I was only in there for like 1 or 2 hours. But I think the dungeons being contest is definitely something that should be brought back, because in a dungeon you're like more involved and it's not as complicated mechanics. So for people who aren't hardcore like raid racers, it's a great challenge, but at the same time not fucking like impossible. You know what I mean? So yeah, from what I've heard of people talking about it, like everyone, you know, was pretty. They had to grind it out and bust their balls, but you know, they had fun doing it. So
I agree with all this. I think contest mode was awesome, and I spent like 14 hours doing the second encounter, splitting teams up because people had to go, trying over and over and over again. First time I actually played with. Might not be the first time, so if he listens to this, I apologize. But Crazed, and it was actually a lot of fun. We had a good time. He joined in after one of our third had to leave, and yeah, we didn't get past second encounter that night. So the next day, I was able to get one of the 3 people back, the one that had to leave initially, and we found a new person. We tried a different strat. We fucking smashed the second encounter, and then we made it to the last encounter, but I didn't have time to even try it. But then the next day, I got carried through it. So I didn't get carried through it. I got Brooke and Reaper said, here, you want to go? Well, actually, to be clear, Reaper just said, hey, Green, you want to clear it? And I was like, yeah, I just need to do the last boss. We went in there, bam, bam, boom. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy, done and over with.
I mean,
like no time at all. But
to complete it, you still have to stay alive. Like
I stayed alive.
If you're getting carried, you still have to stay alive in a contest.
Oh, okay.
Mode,
I see. Yeah, I had to stay alive, and I kept up with damage on both of them. Grim did nicely point out at the damage screen that he was using well and not a damage super, and I told him to go fuck himself. But so I kept up with Brooke, which was great. Just I was at like 6.1 million. She was at like 6.7. Like I think I did pretty good.
I don't know.
I didn't die. I'm pretty sure I died less than everyone else. Maybe. I'm not sure. 100%. We didn't die much. We only had to try like 3 times before we got it. Anyway, so the point is, you're right. It is easy enough for even more a casual person to be able to attempt and do. I got to the last boss. I know I didn't do it in my casual team, but I think if I had enough time that day, boss
yeah, itself is...
I think if we had enough time, we would have been able to complete that as well. I just didn't have the time that night, and then in Canada, it's Thanksgiving that weekend, and I had plans in the afternoon of the Sunday, which was the end of contest mode. So when Reaper said, you want to clear? I'm like, fuck yeah, I've got like an hour. Let's do it. Let's go. Because I didn't think I was going to. So anyway.
And Reaper. The amount of...
He did like 11 clears for people.
I happened to look in the Grim Reaper chat that day, and the number of people like, hey Grim, hey Grim, hey Grim, hey Grim.
I'm gonna be clear, I wasn't gonna bother him at all.
Yeah, well, I didn't either. He approached me. He
came to me. Yeah. So I was like, well, fuck, if you're offering, let's go. And
I have abandoned a group I was trying to finish first encounter with.
No, I did do that.
From what I've been playing with Grim fairly a lot recently, and he just enjoys people trying the harder aspect of Destiny, which is what like he enjoys. So like he's willing to like help you out if you're willing to try and like actually take it seriously. So like
Keeps trying to get me to do Lowmans.
the what?
Low
Grim
mans.
keeps trying to get me to try Lowmans.
I've done low mans with him.
Let's
on
do a
charity
low match
streams,
with him. Rect,
but
I'll
they-
do it with let's
but
we'll
they
do a
don't-
trio.
They don't teach me anything. They just carry me through it. So I don't know how good.
So you have to be like me and genuinely just ask. If you because they're doing stuff, right? And they're thinking you know what it is, but you don't. So I'm like, dude, I'm an idiot. What are you doing? What is this? Like, why'd you do this? And they answer, but they don't know like what you don't know unless you ask. That's been my experience at least.
They're usually
Do
charity
they make me
streams, so
feel like an idiot? Maybe
just-
every once in a while.
I just tag along and say, "Oh, cool! Look, I did," and then I can look at my raid report and I have trio flawlesses on there, and it looks great. And I'm like, "Yeah, bitches, I'm killing it." Anyway, I think the dungeon was great. I do think the second boss on normal is too easy. I think they need to up its health or something. I don't know. You can almost solo that as a behemoth titan.
I can
in one
though,
phase.
essentially.
Yeah, if Bebo can two phase something, it doesn't have enough damage. I mean, it doesn't have enough HP.
As
Good
it turns out, there are some specific reasons for that. It's not a matter of its health.
Okay.
It's coded like a miner or something, I think it was.
Yeah, I
So
saw that.
he's-
Did you
he's a
see that
yellow-
joke?
He's a yellow bar, right? But when he breaks down into the small individuals, he's a miner. But he also takes 90% bonus damage from like shatters and ignitions.
Sorry, I
I
couldn't
think
help it.
they said
because-
what it said was everything but consecration ignitions. Like it
think
like
that's
when you do
why-
a consecration ignition, it does like 0 damage to it. Or
Yeah.
like in the
Okay, I got two things to say. Just because there's a new person in chat and they keep asking the same question, so I'm going to answer that. We don't normally answer chat questions. Keeps asking me if the
During
new
the
Destiny
podcast.
DLC is during the podcast is worth more than a new CS:GO knife. So I feel like you're trolling because that's a dumb question. Because a CS:GO knife would be like $300 or $400 or $500, a brand like a very new one, at least. But if it's a legitimate question and you're talking about the final shape and they're both $50, yeah, the final shape is really good DLC. I would buy it. You can get the CS:GO knife later.
real
Right.
question is if the CS:GO knife is worth more than Ligma.
Also, that's why I wasn't answering your question. Okay, just wanted to let you know that we don't during the podcast we don't typically do that. But you asked it so many times, I had to say something.
Viva, we know that's free.
Okay.
What was that?
Whoa. Oh, I wanted to tell that joke. Hold on. Yes, Ligma. We get it. Did you see
Ligma
the
nuts,
person?
dude.
Did,
Got
did
him.
you
Clip
you
it,
see-
chat. Clip it.
Stop it! Did you see the person that posted that it's coded as a minor and somebody retweeted it with a news article that says Dr. Disrespect downloading the latest Destiny 2
Yeah.
expansion?
Yes.
Holy
I saw
fuck, I fucking
Oh,
died.
God.
I laughed so hard just sitting in my fucking chair down here in the basement.
That
I was
guy's
like,
still getting
holy
40,000 concurrents when he streams.
Yeah.
It's fucking nuts.
Those are all the people that want to have sex with the 5-year-old anime characters that are still watching him.
Holy
Jesus
shit. All right.
Just FYI. If you support a pedophile, you're as bad as a pedophile. I said it. Get fucked.
You heard it
Alrighty.
here first.
Well, on that note, I guess it's time we wrap this. I think. Yeah. I did. Okay. Bye.
Wait, is anybody on this still watching?
I thought you. Oh, you haven't ended. I thought.
Dungeon good. That's what we decided. Anyway.
Bring
Outro.
back contest. Bring back contest mode, but hopefully 18 plus. I mean, what?
What? 18 plus? I never said
No.
that.
Huh?
Our Twitch is labeled 18 plus, but not our YouTube. Oh, silver winners. Right. Okay, I'll do the outro after the silver winners. Okay.
Wasn't that supposed to be at the beginning?
Are we done? Yeah, that happens. I'm not very good at this podcasting thing. All right. It's not like you said all pedos should be castrated. I believe in that too, actually, 100%.
Poor Devilito has been waiting this entire podcast just to hear that he didn't win.
It's ironic because it's true. Sorry.
Let's go, baby.
Sorry, Devil. I love you. Enjoy your hat. Our silver winners this week, 2,300 silver winners, are Static Doot Newt and Gamrgirl. Congratulations. You won the 2,300 silver this week. I feel bad for Devil because he spent 4 million loyalty
baby.
points or some shit on them, but that's the way it works sometimes, man. There was 17,000 tickets sold. There's 17,340 tickets sold this week. So yeah, I don't know what to tell you. Even if you bought a lot of tickets, it's there was a lot in the pool. Now some people might say, "Wait, you didn't do a podcast
You win
last
some,
week.
you dim some."
Why didn't you?" That's funny. Why didn't you draw 4? Well, because I'm cheap. That's my answer.
Fair enough. No further explanation needed.
Yeah. No, we've done it before where we haven't done a podcast and we don't do double drawings. It's just the way it is. Anyway, we hosted also 2 extra events this week, literally, with cash prizes. So yeah, you guys, you've gotten enough. Get out of my house. I'm just kidding. I love you. Which reminds me, the race to 2010 is still ongoing. Like, I feel like nobody knows about it because surely we have at least 10 2010 people in the fucking.
Don't call me Shirley.
You gotta stop saying that. In the community at this point, so spread the word. The race to 2010. Let people get in there. The only prizes left. It's tops. Or there's 4 people who have claimed the prize. So that means there are 6 more spaces, right? 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, 6 more spaces available. And you'll get you only get a disc for the 4 to 10. You only get a Discord roll and a bunch of loyalty points. But the Discord roll is like the hot commodity most people want because there's only gonna be 10 people that have it. So I mean, until we do the next race for power, whichever happens the next time. 10 minus 4 equals 6. I got it right.
I'm not sure that's accurate.
Yeah. Okay.
So, Festival of the Lost is on. Festival of the Shrouded is ongoing. We have a little contest going on. A little transmog and short story contest. Put some transmog together for your guardian. Write a short story about the spooky character you created, or get GPT to write it for you. Whatever, I don't care. Post the results
Let me cook,
in
bro.
the Festival of the Shrouded forum on the server. Everybody that enters will get a server role, will get a fat stack of loyalty points, and we'll be giving away. We'll be doing 2 drawings for prizes for everybody who enters. One of those prizes is a $25 Advance GG gift card, and the other one is an Extra Life desk pad. So there's that. The winner of that particular contest will get another server role and will some more loyalty points and some SGC merch, up to and including a hoodie. We've also got the IRL costume contest. Does not have to be Destiny themed, but post your IRL Halloween costume in the same forum for the second contest, and it's got the same prizes. There'll be some swag of some loyalty points,
Swag.
and server role. And the swag will be, you pick them, right? Talk to Greener. You're gonna get to pick the swag you want. The only thing you won't be able to pick are the
Hello, Mom, is
fancy
that you?
hoodies, like the tie-dye hoodie or whatever. Those aren't on the list. So
There's another
work
one.
it out what it is. But in this case, you'll be able to get whatever it is you want. You wanted a hat, you can get a hat. You wanted a shirt, you can get a shirt. You want a mug, you can get a mug. You want a hoodie, you can get one of the regular hoodies, not one of the deluxe ones. So anyway, that closes at the end of the month. All right.
Yeah, that's
You and Bebo
awesome.
Stop flirting.
Is that what's happening?
Mm-hmm.
What? What was that?
Nothing. You got anything you want to plug, Dong?
You know, we're a little shy on Sherpas these days. So if you're interested, feel free to reach out to any of the lead Sherpas. I'm sure we'd be more than happy to talk to you.
What are the requirements for Sherpas, Dunk?
Right now, we require everyone have a minimum of 5 clears in every single raid, minus Salvation's Edge because it's so new. But also, you should be raiding in Salvation's Edge. It's a great raid.
In a heartbeat.
And
right?
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
basically
Yeah. So yeah, just have a heartbeat. Obviously, you have to be in a Shrouded clan. But otherwise, just stick around, have fun, play with the community, and then yeah.
Play with yourself, George.
Cool. I think that's a great idea. I'd love to see more Sherpas coming in, teaching some stuff. Yeah, that'd be great. Because we get a lot of Sherpa requests in the Discord, and we sometimes have a hard time getting to all of them, and that makes me sad. So if you guys ever wanted to teach people how to play endgame Destiny content, you should do it here. So reach out to Dunk. There's other lead Sherpas too, but Dunk's here, so I'm just saying his name. So I'm sure he'd be happy to send you the form or put together a Sherpa trial. Anyway, that's everything we're doing right now. That's awesome.
Great.
Thank you guys. We got lots of activities, lots of competitions going on. The race to 2010. Like I said, or Doug said, we need some Sherpas. We got Festival Shrouded coming up. We even got Festival.
I'm not allowed to plug
Destiny.
anything.
I'm not done yet. Shut up. Of course.
Jesus
Go ahead,
Christ.
Bebo. You never do.
Clan
Leave
night.
me alone. Oh, clan
Clan
night.
night.
Yes. Shrouded 7 is having a clan night that they invite everybody they want to come hang
wait.
out.
Also,
What?
I wanted to say that we have talked about having other clans host clan night and collaborate with us, and then they would host it, do whatever activity they want to do. Like, it doesn't have to be Destiny related. And then the way it would work is like the clan can host whatever activity they want, and if they have members that want to do Destiny stuff, then Sevens would help cover that area.
Cool. What we should do, we should set up a clan. There's a clan night hosted every night by some clan in the SGC, and then you have 7 nights of clan nights, and it would be awesome. Oh, you don't like that?
I feel like you're making fun of Bebo right now. It's not very nice.
I mean, don't make fun of him. I think it would be a great idea. You imagine how awesome that would be if we had a clan night as successful as Shrouded Sevens every night of the week.
I mean, you kind of do.
It's
the
Sevens.
Are in there basically every night.
No,
we
but
have
like
23 clans. Yes, but 20 of them are useless. I'm just kidding.
Holy shit.
Jesus Christ, ruthless. No, if you guys are interested or just wanna join us and then see how it is first, and then you guys wanna try it out, reach out to me. Send me a DM.
That's where I'm going right after we're done here.
Yeah. So
you should get him to do a low man with you. All right. So
I'm
anyway,
gonna see if I can rope Grim into it.
Ah!
I actually might do my solo.
I have to do a solo flawless run. Make myself $600.
Good luck.
It's gonna be easy as fuck. You're gonna eat those
Greener,
words.
if you do solo flawless on your hunter, I will congratulate you.
Okay, that's awesome. I can't do it until after next week anyway, so don't expect for it to be soon.
No, I won't.
I leave out of city for a whole week on Monday, and then when I get back,
what?
And when I get back, I have to prep for the Afterlife stream, and then other stuff. So anyway, Bebo said 100 tier 5s. That's right. So tier 5 is I don't even know.
I did say
that's at least
tier
10
5.
grand. at this point.
Those include some Hawk-Tuas within Talk-Tuas and all that stuff.
I do not know what that means. Elden Ring win. I'm going to do
Exactly.
Elden Ring too, just because Brig really wanted it, and he said he would gift 100 subs when I did do it, and then he came in and gifted 100 subs anyway. So now I have to do it.
And you didn't stream, and you haven't streamed it?
Yes.
Jesus
I haven't had-
Christ.
Yes.
No. I told him to wait
Holy
until
shit,
I
chat.
did it, and he came and did it anyway. That's his own problem. All right, I'm going to do it. When? I don't have a time. Leave me alone. You know how much stuff I got going on? I travel for work next week the whole time. When I get tomorrow I do the catastrophe stream, and then Monday I travel for work. And then when I get back, we have to prep for the 48-hour stream. And then then after, so that brings us to like the second week of November. On the third week of November, I'm traveling for work again for an entire week. And then when I get back that weekend, we have to do the catastrophe stream. So, like...
All right. Ad is coming in a minute 30. Outro.
Ugh, fine.
Someone comes into my chat, gives me 100 tier subs, 100 gifted subs, and says, I want you to play Elden Ring. I will solo flawless Elden Ring.
Okay.
Somehow.
All right,
I've never played the game,
We'll talk
and I
more
will
about it in the
fucking...
post-show. Stop talking. All right. Thank you so much for coming to this week. Shut up. Thanks for coming to this week at Shrouded episode. Damn it. I'm all screwed up now. Thanks everybody for watching. This has been episode 82 of This Week at Shrouded. I was your host, A. Greener. These motherfuckers here on the screen are Rekt, Bebo, Dunk. Thank you so much for being here. I appreciate half of your opinions. And
You're welcome, brother.
have a good night. Woo.
Skibbity.
Bye.